enjoy it. I guarantee it. If you love the music of Johnny Cash, of Elvis Presley, of Carl Perkins, and they got other artists too, you will absolutely enjoy this concert. Get your tickets Friday, April 7th at the Cannon Falls Auditorium. I know I'll be there. Hope to see a lot of you folks there too. Those tickets available online at onenightinmemphis.eventbrite.com. That's onenightinmemphis.eventbrite. And Bright is B-R-I-T-E. onenightinmemphis.eventbrite.com. Goodhue's warming up on the hoop to my right. Springfield on the hoop to my left. We're right at midcourt here at Concordia University in St. Paul for this one. That's the Goodhue band you're hearing in the background. Springfield does not have a band here, but they have a lot of people here. So does Goodhue, which doesn't surprise me a bit. I knew they'd follow their team. This is part of our baseline-to-baseline coverage of Boys State High School basketball tournament. We obviously are not going to be bringing you the Class A state championship between Minneapolis North and North Woods. I think this makes the most sense. Most teams in southern Minnesota, most fans, I would think, would want to find out how a area team is doing, and Goodhue playing for third place. So the decision made, we are not going to carry that Class A state championship. I have to be honest, I don't think it'll be much of a game. I think North's going to run away from North Woods. They're in the wrong class, and most people up here know it. They're going to be bumped up, I've been told, and they may option to bump up too, which is the wise decision because, you know, even the kids probably don't have as much fun. You want to be in a competitive game. We just saw a terrific game in the consolation championship of Class A. It was back and forth seesaw battle, 56-55. Red Lake wins it. They had a three-pointer with a few seconds to go, and a three-point shot. May have even been a two-point shot because it was only a one-point deficit at the buzzer by Springfield. Did not go in, and so not by Springfield, but by Central Minnesota Christian did not go in. So Red Lake is your consolation champion. But what a great game. And the kids were having fun, and they were going up and down the floor. It was just a lot of fun. Just like these kids will have fun, too. The seniors get to enjoy their final day together in a normal-type game. I say that because those media timeouts really do disrupt the flow of the game. They take a number of them throughout the contest, and it's just got to be hard to get into a flow. Terrific game yesterday. Goodhue played their hearts out, as you knew they would. They've got that work ethic, that farm ethic. They just do the best they can at everything they do. They're not afraid of hard work. And just a few too many turnovers and not enough made free throws is the difference. That's part of the sport of basketball. Jacob McNamara's shot to try and tie it just inside the top of the key. Looked like it was good coming off his hand, but it hit the back bracket, and Northwoods gets to play for a state championship against Minneapolis North. And yes, they will receive a runner-up trophy just as Goodhue did a season ago, but I honestly feel, and I know Goodhue wants to be in that state championship game, don't get me wrong, but I honestly feel Goodhue might have a better experience here at Concordia University today, as there are 6-7 seniors on this team. Lucas Tomford, Taylor Buck, Nicholas Tomford, Noah Hinch, Ben Upsall, and Jacob McNamara are the 6 seniors on this team. They've been here since they were freshmen with Matt Halverson. This has got to be a pretty emotional day for Matt. Matt's just a great young man, and I know he's probably going to be a bit emotional as this game winds down because he's been with these guys all of his 4 years at Goodhue. They have had 94 victories together. They're hoping for number 95, and they're hoping to bring home individual medals. That's what the third-place team gets. The fourth-place team doesn't. They both get trophies, of course, to take home to their school trophy case. But you get individual medals if you place third. That's kind of an added incentive here that you can hand down to your kids and their grandkids, and it's a keepsake for all generations. So that's what they're playing for here today. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Tickets now for One Night in Memphis, the #1 unofficial tribute to Johnny Cash, Carl Perkins, Jerry Lee Lewis, and Elvis Presley. The concert takes place on Friday, April 7th at the Cannon Falls Auditorium starting at 7 p.m. Enjoy over 90 minutes of rockabilly, country, gospel, and pure 50s rock and roll. Tickets are $35 and available at Shepherd Center, the Pharmacy at Econo Foods, Cannon Valley Video, or online at onenightinmemphis.eventbrite.com. All proceeds go to Shepherd Center of the Cannon Valley. Don't miss this great show, Friday, April 7th in Cannon Falls.
Well, they're ready to announce the starting lineups here. They get these games going. Yeah, it's supposed to be a 10 o'clock start. They're starting a tad early here as the Tigers of Springfield are being introduced to the crowd. They're wearing the white with maroon and gold trim, an S on their shorts, Tigers across their chests. Tanner Vogel's a 6'2 junior. Isaac Fink is a 6'3 sophomore. Andrew Beckman is a 6'6 junior. Brandon Flock is a 6'3 senior. And Cale Meandering is a 6-foot senior for Springfield. They average 83 points, give up 58. Again, they were defeated yesterday by Minneapolis North 100-56. They shoot 50% from the field, and they shoot 35% from three-point range, have 188 threes. They did have 10 threes in that game yesterday. For the Goodhue Wildcats, Taylor Buck is a 5'8 senior. Lucas Thompson, a 5'8 senior. Jacob McNamara is a 6'4 senior. Ben Opsahl is a 6'2 senior. And Nicholas Tomford, a 5'8 senior. Yep, all seniors starting for the Goodhue Wildcats, playing their final game together. They've been on quite a ride, finished second in the state last year, and have a chance to finish third. They will finish no worse than fourth this year, which is quite an accomplishment. Matt Halverson's the head coach for Goodhue in his fourth season with 94 wins. Lance Larson is the head coach of Springfield in his 14th year with 225 wins. Goodhue shoots 49% from the field, 40% from trey land. They have 183 threes on the season. And we are set to get this underway. Before the tip-off, the reminder again to get the tickets for the Shepherd Center's next big concert, Friday, April 7th at the Cannon Falls Auditorium. One Night in Memphis features the music of Johnny Cash, Elvis Presley, Carl Perkins, and more. Tickets available online at onenightinmemphis.eventbrite.com. onenightinmemphis.eventbrite.com. Bright is B-R-I-T-E. Coach McNamara as Springfield wins tap. And we're off. Right to left on your radio dial is Springfield. Goodhue in the purple with black numerals and white trim says Goodhue, proudly emblazoned across their chests. Springfield working their offense. A good Goodhue in this brunch game for third place. Yeah, the brunch game. Dribble penetration in the lane. Bounce pass underneath. Almost a turnover. They throw it way out front. There's going to be a three, and it's no good. Rebound. Well, it came twice off the bracket, so it knocked off the timing, and Springfield gets it back out front. Looking to pass it in the corner. The ball's knocked away from behind as Tomford is going to be called for a foul because he tried one of those behind-the-back steals of the ball, which obviously they got called on late yesterday, and Goggle got the game-winning free throws. Pass inside. McNamara had a good shot at the buzzer, though. There's a shot from long range, no good. Rebound taken down, put back up, and it's in. Springfield. Meandering scores. He's got a deuce. And it's 2-0 Springfield on the Merring Auction Company of Kenyon scoreboard. As McNamara is out front with the basketball, passes it to Opsahl. Moving left to right in your radio dial is Goodhue. McNamara swings it on the left side to Tomford. Now in the corner, Opsahl will shoot a three, and it's a swish. A swish for Ben Opsahl, and it's 3-2 Goodhue. Merring Auction Company. They got that sale, just got underway over in Lonsdale. Farm Retirement Auction. You can always bid online if you couldn't get there, so you might want to pop on merringauction.com. And they got 8 John Deere tractors. They're spreading the floor here is Springfield, trying to improve their spacing. Is bouncing the ball out front is Fink. He'll get the basketball to Tanner Vogel. Vogel dribbles it, gets it on the baseline. Pass is intercepted. Tomford. Nicholas is in attack mode. He's going to shoot the layup. He missed it. Rebound's taken down by Buck for Goodhue. Gets it to McNamara right down the lane. McNamara lets the guy fall on his back as he was going in for a layup. So a foul's going to be called on Andrew Beckman, and McNamara will go to the free throw line, where Goodhue did not thrive yesterday. They were 10 of 19 from the free throw line, which is one of the reasons why they're playing today. As McNamara takes a couple of dribbles, takes a deep sigh, and lets it fly, and it's no good. Missed it. He'll have another. Gets encouragement from his classmate. Lucas Tomford. His second free throw goes through his routine, is also off the mark. Rebounds taken down by Springfield. So Goodhue's free throw woes continue, at least the first couple. It's 3-2 Goodhue. Pass goes in the corner. A couple of left-handed dribbles. By the way, there are more than 3 reasons to go to Garlic's Water Conditioning for your Connecticut. Pass underneath, right under the basket. That was a nice pass, and scoring is going to be Springfield's Tanner Vogel. Vogel scores right under the rack, and it's 4-3 as Goodhue looks to Coach Halverson. Tomford will bring it across the timeline. Gets it to McNamara way out high. Backdoor, they go to Opsahl. Missed the bunny. Boy, it was a little alley-oop, and he missed the bunny. And the Tigers can't track down the ball. It'll be a turnover. Careless with the basketball with Springfield there. 4-3. Springfield leads it. Mering Auction Company. There's nobody better in southern Minnesota for farm and real estate sales. What am I saying? There's nobody better in Minnesota than Mering Auction Company of Kenyon. As Nicholas Tomford will bring the ball up, gets it to McNamara, gets it in the corner to Buck. Buck takes a couple of dribbles inside the paint, stops, shoots under the basket, got in the land of the Giants, missed the shot. Boy, they missed some bunnies. Pass goes on the right wing, looking to dribble, penetrate, shots up, some contact, no call. The ball's going to bounce way out to the left wing to get it all the way across the floor for 3, and it's no good. Rebound taken down by McNamara. Three-pointer was shot by Vogel. And Goodhue will try to restore some order here with a 4-3 score with 14:48 to go here in the first half. Nicholas Tomford dribbles to his left, gets it to Buck. Buck dribbles to his right, now between the legs. Bounce, a great bounce pass to McNamara off glass. He scores. Terrific pass from Taylor Buck. And it's 5-4 Goodhue. And much like the first game, we're seeing some seesaw here. They're just out here to have fun. Pass goes in the corner. Now back top of the key. They swing it all the way to the left side to Vogel. Vogel dribble penetrates. He's traveled. They didn't call it. Rebound's not good. And taking it down as McNamara's. Coach Halverson gets off the bench wondering why that travel wasn't called. And it was obvious. So McNamara will post up high. They bounce it to him. The top of the key. Gets the ball from Buck to get it inside to Opsahl. In attack mode, he scores off glass. Ben is so quick. He's got 5 points. He's 6'2", and we got a blocking foul as the Tiger gets away with a push-off on the far sideline. They call the foul on Lucas Tomford. I mean, he lowered the shoulder, did the Springfield Tiger, Brandon Flock. Tomford ends up falling down, but here's a backdoor. It almost went in out of bounds. It hit the top of the rim. Shots up off glass, no good. Rebound McNamara. He had double-double yesterday. Outlets it to Lucas Tomford. Lucas waits for his teammates to come down the floor. McNamara top of the key, swings it in the corner. Now they get it back to McNamara, over to Buck. Buck lobs it to Nicholas Tomford. Rubbing his chest is Matt Halverson, the head coach. They get it to McNamara. In the corner, Opsahl will hand it off to Nicholas Tomford. Tomford looked like they were going to maybe go back door again. Here's a triple, and it's in and out. No good by McNamara. Man, oh man, that was partway down, and it just popped out. As Springfield comes up the floor, trying to steal, it's Lucas Tomford, and we're going to have a tie-up. Alternate possession goes to Goodhue. Springfield has their second turnover. 13:15 to go here in the first half. It's 7-4. Goodhue leads on the Mering Auction Company of Kenyon scoreboard. AR Statistics today, as throughout the entire tournament, a service of H&R Block with offices in Faribault, Owatonna, and Lakeville. They know taxes. McNamara gets it to Buck. Buck dribble penetrates, kicks it in the corner. Here's a three, and it's no good by Lucas Tomford. Rebound taken down by Springfield. Coming back the other way is Isaac Fink. Fink will pass it to Vogel. Vogel's going to take a three, and it's bottom of the net. Tanner Vogel hits a tray. He's got 5. He averages 14, and we're tied at 7 with 12:45 to go here in the first half. Yeah, I told you this would be a good game. Nicholas Tomford for Opsahl will pass it to Buck. He lobs it into McNamara, goes right to the basket off glass and scores. I love the fact that the big fella uses the glass. He's got 4. Averages 13, had 16 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, and 4 blocks yesterday. Pass right in front of us. They pass it in the corner to the Tigers as they get the ball to Decker Scheffler, the freshman who just checked in. He's a 6'1 freshman. There's no substitute for the quality you find at Taji Jewelry downtown Kenyon. Scheffler layup no good. Rebound put back up and in by Beckman. or the boxing out has got to improve here for Goodhue to win this game. We're tied at 9 with 11:59 to go. They've had some offensive putbacks already. Dribbling to his right, Tompert gets it to Opsahl. Pass in the corner now to Buck. Buck bounces it on the baseline. Tried to get it to McNamara. Gets knocked out of bounds. Tigers are obviously paying a lot of attention to Jacob. Sam Opsahl is going to check in. Also, Mitchell Hemingway will check in for Goodhue. Yeah, Larry Tadji's got a new shipment of diamonds in from Antwerp, Belgium. Check them out. They're shiny. You let me see them. They're beautiful. Beautiful diamonds. Tadji Jewelry, downtown Kenyon. As McNamara hands it off the Buck, kicks it in the corner for 3, and it's in and out. No good. Man, they've had a couple of those. Opsahl. It's coming up the floor. It's Vogel. Vogel dribble penetrates, gets the top of the key. Couple of low dribbles, and we're going to have a foul called way out front on Taylor Buck, who fouled out of yesterday's game. So Springfield will line up like dominoes on the left side of the lane, and Scheffler, the freshman, will inbound it. They go 2 out left, 2 out right, get it way out on the left wing to Fink. Fink hits it back top of the key to Vogel. Vogel takes one dribble, swings it over to Scheffler, the diaper dandy for Springfield. He'll get it over to Isaac Fink. He's a sophomore as well. Dribbles to his right. Scheffler's a freshman. There's a travel, and they do call it. Springfield's third turnover. Goodhue has yet to turn the ball over. Hope I don't jinx them. They had 14 of them yesterday, and it was costly in that game. 11:16 to go first half. We're tied at 9. Yeah, no media timeouts here when it's time to complete any building project. You want quality materials, the place to go is Pine Island Lumber. They want to be Goodhue's Lumberyard. Bounce pass on the baseline, and we're going to have a foul call. And we'll see who they call this on. McNamara was trying to get the ball. And the foul is called on Brandon Flock. That'll be his first. So 3 fouls have been called on Goodhue, 2 on Springfield. The ball comes into McNamara. Reverse dribble off glass. He missed it. Rebound taken out. Boy, they've missed a few bunnies here. We're tied at 9. Scheffler comes flying up the floor, pass it across. They get it top of the key. Here's a 3, and it is no good. Off iron rebound. McNamara snares it. Hands it off. Looking to bring the ball is Taylor Buck across the timeline. Buck brings it across the CU logo. In blue and gold is that CU logo, big CU. Here's a triple from Opsahl, and it's no good. Rebound taken down by Springfield, and, boy, it looked like a tie-up to me. They're going to call a foul on Goodhue. Both guys were... It's going to be on Hemingway. Be his first. Mitchell Hemingway, the 6'3 junior for Goodhue, averages 3 points, 2 rebounds. We're tied at 9, 10.5 minutes to go till halftime. Here's a steal. Buck goes in. He gets fouled from behind. Not much question about that foul. It'll be in meandering, his first. Springfield has turned the ball over 4 times, unfortunately, for Goodhue. They have not been able to take advantage. They've missed some bunnies, had some shots rim out. The coaches are encouraging Goodhue as they come to the bench. We do have a timeout here with a score. Tied at 9 on the Merring Auction Company of Kenyon scoreboard. Back in 30 seconds. They remind us all to get our 3 every day of dairy. The Goodhue County ADA will have at the conclusion of our broadcast our Goodhue County ADA Wildcats of the game. And more than likely we'll be naming the seniors because they've brought a lot of leadership to this team. Had quite a run. Pass comes in the corner to Buck from Ben Opsahl from out of bounds. He'll dribble right up to the CU logo. Dribble to his right. Gets it on the right side to Sam Opsahl, the freshman, cousin of Ben. Lob pass goes into McNamara. McNamara will back into the lane. Goes right to the basket. Missed it. Rebound tapped around. Taken down by Buck off glass, and he scores. Smallest guy on the floor. Mr. Buck scores. And here comes Scheffler for Springfield. Hemingway shuts him off. Nice job by Hemingway. They get it back out front with 9:55 to go. Goodhue leads 11-9 on the Merring Auction Company of Kenyon scoreboard. Here's an alley-oop. Intercepting it is McNamara. He just backed down, intercepted the ball. Pass goes to Buck in the corner. He drives left baseline. Floaters up and in by Buck. So Buck scores. He's got 4. Goodhue on a bit of a run here. 13-9 following the timeout. Pass goes all the way down the floor. Faking the 3, going inside. There's a travel not called again. As scoring for Springfield is Isaac Fink. He's got a deuce. It's 13-11. Our first game was incredible. Red Lake winning 56-55. They must have had 50 lead changes in the game. It was truly a seesaw game, much like this has been. Pass goes on the block to McNamara. Takes one dribble back out front to Sam Upsall down the lane. Floaters up and in. The super sub, and he's a freshman. Diaper Dandy, 6'2". Sam Upsall had 8 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists yesterday. Scheffler, the freshman for Springfield, gets it out top of the key now to Fink, the sophomore. Now it's Scheffler. He lobs it on the block. Quick spin toward the basket. Backing down was McNamara. And they're going to call him for a foul on his derriere. He's trying to shut off the baseline, and they call him for a foul. That's his second. No, I'm sorry. It's his first. It is his first. Opsall. Ben's going to sit down. And Nicholas Tomford is back in the game. Buck's going to sit down, and Lucas Tomford back in the game for Goodhue. There's no substitute for the quality you find at Taji Jewelry in downtown Kenyon. You don't want just any diamond. You want a Taji Jewelry diamond. Scheffler, the freshman, dribbles to his left in the lane, shoots the shot, missed badly. Rebound taken down by Nicholas Tomford, and Scheffler with a frustration foul. We've been there and done that. Frustration foul. 8:37 to go until halftime, and we'll have all the stats, a service of H&R Block with offices in Faribault, Lakeville, and Owatonna. At H&R Block, they know taxes. 15-11. Goodhue leads it. The Mering Auction Company of Kenyon scoreboard. Nicholas Tomford bounces it left side to Lucas Tomford. Gets it up top of the key to Hemingway. Lost it, but gets it back. He'll pass it over to Nicholas Tomford. Gets it to McNamara, top of the key. He'll pass it to Hemingway. Hemingway back top of the key to Sam Upsall. Now to McNamara. Ball never touches the floor. As Lucas Tomford back to McNamara. High over his head. He holds the ball. Gets it down on the baseline. Sam Upsall will get it back behind him. He was covered under the basket. Wise move there. Nicholas Tomford fakes a pass inside. Couple of guys roll through the lane. McNamara's going to shoot a three, and it's no good. Rebound's taken down by Hemingway. Gets it back out front to Lucas Tomford. Now in the corner to Upsall. Back to Lucas Tomford. Top of the key, Hemingway will swing it on the left side to Nicholas Tomford. Out front they go to Sam Upsall. Hemingway now to Lucas Tomford. Dribbles the top of the key between the two circles. He'll dribble back to the right after the high screen from Hemingway. Get it back to Hemingway. Swing in the left corner to Upsall. Upsall bounces it to McNamara. McNamara turns, gets it in the corner to Tomford. One dribble by Nicholas. Out to Lucas Tomford. Back to Nicholas. As he looks inside. Take one dribble to his left, get it over to McNamara. They swing it over to Lucas Tomford. Lucas gets it out high to Hemingway. Hemingway will bounce it for McNamara. McNamara gets it top of the key. Opsall fakes the three. He'll get it on the left wing to Hemingway. Hemingway back out front to Nicholas Tomford. He'll swing it on the left side. Hemingway gets it back out to McNamara as Goodhue is running their offense, looking for an open shot. Showing the patience that they typically do. Out front, Hemingway was swinging over to Tomford. Lucas gets it out front to Sam Opsall. Goodhue crowd behind me. You can hear applauding. Get it back out front to Nicholas Tomford. Man-to-man defense here by the Tigers. Nicholas will bounce it in the corner. He passes it into McNamara. McNamara bounces it through the lane to Sam Upsall. The shot in the lane is good. Great patience showing there. They got a good shot smack dab in the middle of the lane. Goodhue up 17-11 on the Mering Auction Company of Kenyon scoreboard. Out front with the basketball's Vogel. He's a junior. The Springfield team could definitely be back next year. They start two seniors. And a couple of freshmen that are there's subs off the bench. Driving baseline. McNamara gets knocked down, no call. Losing the ball, and they're going to call a foul on Tomford again. He tried to steal it from behind. When I was a young man, they taught us not to do that because it was going to be called. Now, you see it sometimes called and sometimes you don't these days. But up here, it has definitely been called. 6 minutes, 10 seconds to go, 17-11. Goodhue leads it. Pass comes inbounds, shots up from long range. It's a brick. Rebound taken out by McNamara. Shot was taken by Vogel. Coming up the floor is Taylor Buck. It shows patience again here with 6 minutes to go until our halftime where we look at those H&R Block statistics. A couple of dribbles by Tomford. Gets it to Buck for three, and it's no good. Rebound bounces into the corner. Ben Opsall tracks it down. He's trapped. Throws it, and it's intercepted. First turnover by Goodhue, and Springfield turns it right back over. as running into the Goodhue band is a Springfield player. The pass goes on the left side. Bounce pass in the corner. They get it to Buck. Another three, and it's no good. Rebound McNamara. They're going to call foul underneath on the rebound, I think, on Springfield. It's going to be on Scheffler, the freshman. His second. 6 fouls have been called on Goodhue, 5 on Springfield. 5:31 to go first half. In the corner is the basketball. Tomper gets out front to McNamara. Back to Nicholas Tomper. He'll come right out to the CU logo. He's being chased out there as well by Berkeley. He's another freshman. Lucas Tomper, top of the key, takes a couple of dribbles to his left. High screen from McNamara, but he didn't really use it. Gets it on the right side. They bounce it underneath the ops. All back to Nicholas Tomper. 3 is no good. Missed everything. Rebound's taken down on the weak side by Scheffler, the freshman. He'll elevate, throw it in the corner to Berkeley. Now back to Scheffler. With 4:59 to go, it's Berkeley. Free throw line extended left. They get the basketball. Springfield, another 3, and it's no good. Off iron. Rebound's taken down by Ben Opsahl, who get it over to Buck. Buck throws it in the corner. Going right to the basket, Nicholas Tomper misses the layup, but he'll have 2 shots. As the fouls are evened up at 6 apiece now. Berkeley gets called for the foul. It'll be his first. So Nicholas Tomford will head to the charity stripe. He's 11 of 18 on the season. Obviously does not get there a lot. Has not had that many opportunities on the season. Averages 4 points, 2 rebounds per game. And his free throw is off the mark. Goodhue is 0 for 3 from the free throw line. They missed 9 free throws yesterday. And during the regular season, this was a pretty good free throw shooting team. So the second free throw is good. Their first make in 4 attempts. They're still up by 7, 18-11 on the Mering Auction Company of Kenyon scoreboard. There's a carry that wasn't called. Here's a shot from 10, no good. I mean, the whole place knew it except the officials. Rebound taken out by Nicholas Tomper. Gets it to Buck. Hands it off to Nicholas Tomper at about the volleyball attack line. He'll drop it off for Buck. Buck looks to dribble penetrate. Gets it high post. They're poking the ball from behind. It wasn't called there. Going right to the basket was Ben Opsahl, and he'll be fouled by the head. Literally the head of Meandering, I think. As he was trying to drive by him, he fell down and his head bumped his legs. Well, they didn't call it on Meandering. They called it on Flock, so that'll be his second. Opsahl at the free throw line for the first time in this game. 49 of 63 on the season. He missed it. They are 1 for 5 from the free throw line. Opsahl will have another. Takes a few dribbles. Deep side. Bends the knees. And that's the key. People don't realize how much your legs mean in a free throw. That's how he made it, 19-11. Goodhue with their biggest lead. Bringing the ball up before Springfield. They get to the corner, top of the key. Berkeley gets it on the right side. They lob it under the basket, going right to the basket and scoring. For Springfield is Cale Meandering. His second bucket. I think they called the foul on McNamara, but we'll see. Yep, that'll be his second. So McNamara will take a seat. Hemingway will check back in, the junior. Sam Opsahl is also back in the game for the Goodhue Wildcats. No substitute for the quality you find at Taji Jewelry in downtown Kenyon. In addition to those terrific diamonds, he's got a new shipment of clocks in, too. You must see them. They're awesome. In the game for Springfield, again, is Andrew Beckman. As Berkeley sits down, he missed the free throw. Hemingway gets the rebound. That's the first free throw shot by Springfield. Nobody can hit free throws in this game. Yeah, they're pretty tight rims up here, I guess. As Nicholas Tomper brings it across the CU logo, left to right in your radio dial. Bounces it to Opsahl. He'll hand it off. Tomper, Nicholas, takes a couple of dribbles left, bounces it to Ben Opsahl, the volleyball attack line, gets it to Buck. Buck hollers out of play, swings on the left side to, a nice pass underneath to Nicholas Tomper, but then they recovered nicely to the Tigers. They abandoned the attempt. That's what I love about this team, the discipline. Not take a questionable shot. 19-13, 3:23 to go here in the first half. Goodhue on top. Looking for those individual medals for third place. Sam Upsall gets it over to Ben Upsall. Back to Sam, top of the key. Sam with the black socks. Well, the whole team has black socks. They swing it over on the left side to Lucas Tomford. Swings it to Beckman. Looks to dribble, penetrate, stops on the free throw line, gets it underneath. Shots up and in by Andrew Beckman. That was a nice play. They caught Goodhue, and they had to choose who they were going to cover situation. 19-15, Goodhue leads it. Sam Upsall's out front with the basketball. Looks inside as he'll take a couple of dribbles, get it over to Buck. Buck passes it on the left side now to Lucas Tomford. Out front to Hemingway. Hemingway will get it back to Lucas Tomford. Tomford has Fink on him. Gets a rebound. Wow, they called goaltending on that. The ball was not goaltended, I'll tell you. It was hit off the window. It wasn't pinned to the glass. The shot had already been missed, and they called a goaltend. Now, I didn't see who they gave the bucket to, but oh, my word. 19-17, Goodhue leads it. They were up by 8 a blink ago. 1:49 to go in the half. Ben Upsall dribbles to his left, goes up, tried to throw off the hand of the defender, misses everything. Here comes Springfield, and we got a tie game. Making the basket, Noah Bertram for Springfield. And they could take the lead here with 1:38 to go in the half. Foul's going to be called on Sam Upsall, his first. So Bertram will go to the free throw line. He's a senior, 6-foot senior. Hemingway will sit down. McNamara's back in. Remember, he's got 2 fouls with 1:38 to go here in the first half. Tied at 19. Springfield has a chance to take the lead. Their first since very early. We had seesaw early, and Goodhue pulled away, and they've been on a big-time run here. Rebound by Upsall off the missed free throw. Yep, they've missed 2. Goodhue's 2 for 6. Nicholas Tomford brings it left to right across your radio dial, tosses it over to Buck. Right in front of the coach of Springfield, dribbles to his right, looks, passes in the left corner. Tomford had it. Nicholas. Sam Upsall's trying to get open, but boy, they got a guy living on his hip. Ben Upsall dribbles to his left, gets double teamed. Somebody should flash to the basket when you have a double team that high. As Buck dribbles to his right, they double team him too. Again, when they double team out high, somebody needs to flash to the basket. As McNamara looks to dribble, penetrate, does a back step off glass, missed it. Rebound's taken down. Boy, he doesn't miss that very often. Remember, this is the third straight day these teams have played. Pass goes underneath. It's intercepted by Upsall, and a foul's going to be called, I think, on the Tigers, Tanner Vogel. That'll be his first. So we're in the bonus. Be shooting free throws with 46 ticks to go in the half, tied at 19. McNamara goes over to talk to his coach, as Ben Upsall will be at the free throw line where he's 1 for 2. Again, Goodhue is 2 for 6. They were 10 of 19 yesterday. As they'll make a substitution, Springfield will. There's no substitute for the quality diamonds you find at Taji Jewelry. You don't want just any diamond. You want a Taji Jewelry diamond. A few dribbles by Upsall. Bends the knees, and he missed it. Man, oh man. Buck thought he had the rebound. It's taken right out of his hands. They're 2 for 7 from the free throw line. 38 seconds to go. In trouble, the Tiger. Scheffler almost had it stolen away. Gets it back. He's at the volleyball attack line. Pass on the right side. They'll maybe go for the last shot here. They could take the lead if they do. Pass goes in on the block. No, they're not going to go for the last shot. He might have traveled. Shots off glass. Scoring is Isaac Fink. Like he took a couple of steps without putting the ball on the deck. As the pass comes in, there's a layup by Ben Upsall. He scores. I think I would have gone for the last shot, but it doesn't matter because they're not going to get a shot off. First half in the book. It's the kind of game I thought we'd see. Goodhue 21, Springfield 21, halftime. And those official stats, the service of H&R Block with offices in Faribault, Owatonna, and Lakeville comes your way. And technically, I guess this isn't a timeout, although it sort of is. Why waste your time staining your deck? I don't know about you, but I want to enjoy my deck. I don't want to labor over it. I want to enjoy it. Get Trex Wood Alternative Decking from Pine Island Lumber. They want to be Goodhue's Lumberyard. Here at halftime, we're tied at 21. I'll give you the team stats first. 45% shooting for Springfield, 35% for Goodhue. 3-point field goals, 1 for 6 Springfield, 1 for 9 Goodhue. Remember, these guys have played 3 straight days, so they're not going to have their legs. Those threes will be tough to hit. Rebounds, 18 for Springfield, 15 for Goodhue. 4 offensive rebounds for the Tigers and 5 for the Wildcats. Turnovers, 8 for Springfield and only 1 for Goodhue. The problem is Goodhue has not been able to take advantage of these turnovers. I'll give you the points off turnovers in a moment. And they've just missed a lot of bunnies here in the first half. They've been running their offense excellently, getting good shots, but just have not been able to hit their layups. So here we go. Points off turnovers are 4-0 in favor of Goodhue. 4-0. But remember, there's 8 turnovers, so that means they only took advantage of probably 2 of those 8. It's halftime, tied at 21. We'll have individual stats, courtesy of H&R Block in 2 minutes. Individual stats for Springfield. Leading the way with 5 points is Tanner Vogel. He has 3 rebounds in 15 minutes. 4.7 rebounds for Isaac Fink in 17 minutes. 4 points, 2 rebounds for Meandering in 15 minutes. 15 minutes for Andrew Beckman, 4 points, 3 rebounds. 2 points, 1 rebound for Brandon Flock in 13 minutes. 2 points off the bench for Noah Bertram. That's their only points off the bench. For Goodhue, they're led by Ben Opsahl with 8 points, 3 rebounds in 15 minutes. Jacob McNamara has 3 assists, 4 points, 6 rebounds in 16 minutes. He does not have a block so far today. In fact, Goodhue does not have any blocks. I can tell you a little bit about their lift. Taylor Buck had 2 assists, 4 points, and 2 rebounds. Nicholas Tompert had 1 point, 2 rebounds. They both played 15 minutes. Opsahl played 15, McNamara 16, 10 minutes for Sam Opsahl off the bench, had 4 points. Hemingway played 8 minutes, had 2 rebounds. And Lucas Tompert played 11 minutes, did not score, did not have a rebound, had 1 assist. We'll be back in 2 minutes. We're about set to get the second half underway. Goodhue and Springfield tied at 21 apiece. A couple of other key stats. Goodhue's largest lead was 8 with 4:17 to go in the half. Springfield's largest 2 with 17:23 to go. Score was tied 4 times. Lead changed 4 times. Second chance points are tied at 4. Springfield has a 4-0 advantage in fast break points. Points in the paint, Springfield 18 and Goodhue 16. We'll be back with the second half in 30 seconds. Again, later today, Roy Koenig will be at the Target Center bringing you the Class 2A championship game. Minnehaha Academy is going to be a load. The AAA game tonight he'll have as well between Austin and De La Salle. That could be one for the ages, and I really think that final game, Champlin Park, Apple Valley, I'll have that
Water
one.
is the essential.
Will be a dandy. Here we're tied at 21. Second half just underway. Springfield moving left to right on your radio dial. Gets the ball inside, and immediately there's a foul on Mr. Buck. Taylor Buck, 5'8" senior, picks up his second foul. So inbounding the ball will be Springfield. In Goodhue will be moving right to left in your radio dial this half. Springfield left to right in their white jerseys with maroon and gold trim. Goodhue in their purple. Wide open layup on the inbounds pass. Scoring for Springfield was Flock. That was just too easy if you're a coach from Goodhue. 23-21 is our score. Bounce pass McNamara, top of the key. Looks, passes it over to Buck. Buck takes a couple of dribbles to his right. He'll back up with the basketball and hand it off to Nicholas Tompert. Of course, the starters back on the floor. Tanner Vogel, Isaac Fink, Andrew Beckman, Brandon Flock, Cale Meandering. For Springfield, there's a 3 by Tompert. It's no good. Rebound McNamara. Neither team has hit their threes today. There's a 3 by Opsahl, and it is good. Ben Opsahl. Shows you what I know. His second in this game. It is his 23rd of the season. 24-23, Goodhue takes the lead on the Bearing Auction Company of Kenyon scoreboard. You can bid online at BearingAuction.com. That auction going on right now Another easy hoop by Springfield's Isaac Fink. Goodhue's known for their defense. Rubbing his chest again is Halverson. As Coach Halverson rubbed his chest. Buck bounces it on the right side. A couple of left-handed dribbles by Opsahl. Gets it in the corner. Back to Ben Opsahl. He gets in attack mode. Gets it in the corner now to Tomford. Back out front to McNamara. McNamara swings it on the left side to Lucas Tomford. Dribbles top of the key. Hands it off to Nicholas Tomford. The volleyball attack line. Turns the corner. Passes it to McNamara. He's going to shoot the three, and it's no good. Rebound taken down. There's not a wise decision. Fink's going to come out of there with the ball. Fink's going to get in attack mode. A couple of low dribbles and then loses the ball. Opsahl looks to save it in, and they're going to say he stepped out of bounds. So it'll belong to Springfield. Opsahl making sure that Isaac Fink is okay. They're both going for the ball. So they will inbound it. Will the Tigers? We'll see if they can not allow that free reign layup they had the last inbounds pass. Out front they go with the basketball to Fink. It's 25-24. Springfield leads it. We thought this would be this kind of a game. Pass goes on the block, trying to get between two Goodhue Wildcats. Couldn't do it. Might have traveled, but they didn't call that. Goodhue ends up with a turnover out of Springfield. That's their 9th. And again, Goodhue's not been able to take advantage of these. McNamara's going to be called for an offensive foul. Trying to drive on the baseline. That'll be his 3rd. And with 15:51 to go, Coach Halverson's going to have to coach his tail off. Goodhue's going to win this one because McNamara's in some foul trouble. Wiping up the sweat with the sneakers is Opsahl. I don't know how good that was. Here's full court pressure put on by Goodhue. Pass ahead. One pass. They get it in the lane. Now driving to the basket. Layup is good. Another easy hoop for Springfield. That's Tanner Vogel who scores. They have outscored Goodhue so far 6-3 here in the second half, and they lead at 27-24. Well, Goodhue usually doesn't give up those easy hoops. Dribbling to his right is Buck. He'll back up with the basketball, get it into McNamara off glass. He made it. McNamara makes just his 3rd field goal in this game. He's got 6 points. He had a double-double yesterday. And 4 blocks as well. Was our defensive player of the game. Shots up courtesy of Zambroda. Sport and Spine. We had another foul on Goodhue. Man, oh man. Going to be on Buck. That's his 3rd. So Buck and McNamara each have 3. 15:09 to go. It's 27-26 Springfield. Tanner Vogel's at the free throw line. About an 80% free thrower, and he missed it. My, oh my. He's 81% from the free throw line during the season. That wasn't even close. I think it's the dinginess in here myself as he hits the second free throw. The baskets are in the dark, basically. The curtaining on the ceiling blocks out the lights on the end by the scoreboard, and both baskets are in the dark. Pass goes to McNamara, gets it out front to Opsahl. Right side, it's Tomford. Tomford, Lucas, one dribble, back out front to Opsahl. It's a 2-point lead for Springfield. 14:51 to go. Goodhue led most of the first half. Buck has it. Bounces it inside to McNamara. McNamara getting bodied up all over the place. They get it back to Opsahl. Get it back into McNamara. Layup good. They just abandoned McNamara to the defenders, and Springfield can't like that. We're tied at 28. 14:38 to go on the Merring Auction Company of Kenyon scoreboard. Springfield takes a timeout. Back in 30 seconds.
Merring Auction Company in Kenyon is Minnesota's auction leader, specializing in agricultural auctions for farmland and machinery, residential real estate, antiques, and vintage collector items. Merring Auction Company was founded in 1980 and conducts auctions all over the upper Midwest. Nobody does it better. I mean nobody. Merring Auction brings their 3 decades plus of experience, knowledge, and market history to every auction they do. For more information or to check the auction calendar anytime, go to merringauction.com.
Tied at 28. With 14:38 to go, they come out of the timeouts. Goodhue actually called that timeout. I thought Springfield did, but Goodhue did. And I'm sure Coach Halverson just wanted to get him back on the same page defensively because there have been a lot of easy hoops this half for the Tigers. They put on a zone trapping press, does Goodhue. Try and slow down the Springfield attack to the basket. Shots off glass, and it didn't work. Springfield's got another easy shot meandering, went right to the basket and scored off glass. It's 30-28. Out front with the basketball is Nicholas Tompert. He'll pass it to McNamara. McNamara in front of his bench, gets it to Opsahl, back to Nicholas Tompert. Tompert gets it to McNamara, top of the key, swings it over to Lucas Tompert. Takes a couple of dribbles to his right, stops inside the three-point line, gets it into Nicholas Tompert. Now McNamara goes into and missed the layup. Went to the right side of the hoop, and the ball came out the left side. Too strong. It'll be 30-28 Springfield on the Mering Auction Company of Kenyon scoreboard. Scheffler has it out front, the 6'1" freshman. He'll back up with the basketball, the volleyball attack line, swing it over to Vogel on the left wing, lobs it in on the block, faking one way, going the other, shots up, missed it. Rebound taken down by Springfield, and he'll get out of there, Scheffler. Ball was almost stolen away by Tompert, looking to dribble, penetrate, and the ball thrown out of bounds by Fink. That's turnover number 11 for Springfield. It's 30-28. That's at least their second turnover this half. Live stats here don't have that. Buck goes in, and he's in the land of the Giants, and kind of gets bailed out with a foul. Foul's going to be on Tanner Vogel. So, I thought Buck was shooting. They're not going to call it a shooting foul. Buck was going to the free throw line. They said, no, son, we're going to inbound the ball. I thought he was shooting. Pass comes way out front to McNamara. One dribble to his right. Gets on the right side to Sam Opsahl's in the game. Super sub for Goodhue, going to the basket. Ben Opsahl takes it right to the hole. He's so good at pulling up right at the rack and just gently laying it in. That's the athlete he is. We're tied at 30. 12:53 to go. Crucial our game will have Sabota Sport and Spine Defensive Player of the game, courtesy of Matt Gadian, Goodhue native. Shot was missed under the basket. It might have been blocked by McNamara. Coming up the floor, Nicholas Tompert gets it over to Taylor Buck. Buck hollers out of play. Toss over to McNamara. Pops out on the right wing to get the ball. Out to Buck. He's going to head it open three, and he missed it. They're just not there today for either team. Coming up the floor is Isaac Fink. Fink looks to be in attack mode behind the back dribble. Got himself in the middle of the lane. Had the ball knocked away. It's picked up, thrown off glass, and a foul is going to be called as Tanner Vogel scores. The ball was knocked away. It just rolled right to him. Man Opsahl gets called for his first foul. A chance for a three-point play here by Mr. Vogel to make it a three-point lead for Springfield. 12 minutes and 16 seconds to go on the Mering Auction Company of Kenyon scoreboard. It's good. He is 2 for 3 from the free throw line. They are 2 for 5 from the free throw line. Goodhue again has missed free throws. They're 2 for 7 today, have not shot one this half. Sam Opsahl gets it to McNamara. Over to Nicholas Tompert. We're approaching 12 minutes to go. 33-30 Springfield. One of their guys hits the deck going in. Opsahl again in attack mode. I love it. When he gets in attack mode, he'll go to the free throw line. Isaac Fink got the foul, his first. So at the free throw line is Ben Opsahl, who's 1 for 3 in this game. We'll see if this end of the floor makes any difference. Both teams have missed a lot of free throws in this game, as he missed it. Goodhue is 2 for 8 from the free throw line. Opsahl will have another one. As you keep missing them, you get tighter and tighter. It's just the way it is. And I honestly think, because both teams are having trouble with it, that has something to do with the lighting. As he takes a deep sigh and missed the second one. They're 2 for 9 from the free throw line. 33-30. Dump off under the basket. Shots up, and it's good, and there's another foul. Springfield is up their lead. They're just bringing the ball right down the floor and getting easy buckets. Vogel will go to the free throw line again. He's 2 for 3. Foul was called on Sam Opsahl. That'll be his second. They just look a step quicker today. Now remember, they got really slaughtered by Minneapolis North yesterday. Got to rest Springfield's coach got him out fairly early. Goodhue played every second of that game, came down to the last second shot. So I'm going to guess Springfield has more spring in their legs today. And it looks like it. 35-30, Springfield, 11:30 to go. Upsall dumps it off for Buck. Buck looks to get it inside, out front to Ben Upsall. Now they get it to Sam Upsall. Nicholas Tompert comes out high to get the ball, swings it over to Sam Upsall. This team led by 8. Buck thought about a 3, decides against it, gets it back to layup. Tompert has a block, gets it back to McNamara, goes in, layup, missed it. Rebound's tapped out, taken down by Buck. Gets it back to McNamara onto the basket, he makes that one. He's got 10, and it's 35-32, and Goodhue needs a stop. They need a Zumbrota Sport and Spine defensive stop right here. They get it on the block. Trying to get around McNamara is a problem. He couldn't do it. Gets it in the corner for 3. It's no good. Rebound. They couldn't make it either. 3s. Fink missed it. As Nicholas Tompert got the rebound, and they'll bring the ball up before. A 3 would tie the game with 10:39 to go. Taylor Buck has it out front. They go backdoor and bounce at the corner to McNamara. Buck gets it all. They swing it all the way around the horn. Right side to Nicholas Tompert. Out to McNamara, top of the key. Gets it to Ben Upsall. Ben, top of the key to Sam Upsall. Now gets it over to McNamara. Gets it to Buck, top of the key. He'll swing it over to Sam Upsall. Tiger's still in a man-to-man. They swing it to Nicholas Tompert, over to Buck. Buck looking as a couple of guys go through the lane. Gets it top of the key to Nicholas Tompert. He'll hand it off to Ben Upsall. Now over to Tompert. Tompert will get it to Buck, top of the key. Takes a couple of dribbles, gets it back to Nicholas Tompert with approaching 10 minutes to go in the game. Take one dribble to his right. He'll lob it over to McNamara. McNamara gets it on the block, and a foul's going to be called as Upsall is going to get in attack mode again. And a foul's going to be called, I think. Meandering his third. 9 minutes and 56 seconds to go on the Mering Auction Company of Kenyon scoreboard. Springfield 35, Goodhue 32. Nobody's had a huge lead in this. Goodhue had the 8-point lead in the first half. Lob pass comes into McNamara in the corner. They go at Upsall, back to McNamara, a little two-man. He goes in, shoots the shot right under the basket. Almost traveled. He might have. He's got 12. 35-34 Springfield. Goodhue needs another Zumbrota Sport and Spine stop right here. Pass goes out front. They just brought in a substitute. Springfield's Bertram, the senior, comes off the bench, 6-footer. There's no substitute for the quality diamond you find at Todgy Jewelry. Bertram goes right to the basket and scores. How many of those have you given up today? The coaching staff is bewildered. It's 37-34. Just haven't seen that all year. Pass goes underneath. Ball is almost stolen. Now it is. Goodhue has just their second turnover of this game. 37-34. Springfield trying to add to their 3-point lead on the Mering Auction Company of Kenyon scoreboard. You can go online right now and bid on that auction over in Lonsdale. 8 John Deere tractors on it. Going for a layup. Blocked by Upsall. Well, that was a huge block. He comes up the floor. Passes it over to Buck. Buck will bring it across the timeline. And he'll look toward his coach, who's in a catcher's crouch in front of the bench. The chairs, actually. Handoff goes to Buck right in front of Goodhue's bench. He'll pass it to McNamara, swing it over to Nicholas Tompert. Tompert, after a high screen, gets it back to McNamara to wait for the ball. Goes in. They're going to call a blocking foul. So, Jacob McNamara and Ben Upsall, the only two guys to score this half. It's 37-34. The foul's going to be on Isaac Fink. That was one of those that you could have called either way, really. And you can on most charges. So McNamara takes a couple of dribbles, and we'll see if they can make a free throw here. He does. We're tied at 37 with 8:28 to go. Goodhue clapping their hands, telling their fans to get into it, and they are. Scheffler gets it out front to Bertram. Bertram will pass it over on the right wing. Shooting percentages this half, he's in the land of nowhere. There's a tie-up. Possession arrow goes to Goodhue. So a turnover by Springfield. They're 10th, according to the official stats. Tied at 37 with 8:30 to go. 50% shooting for Springfield, 41% for Goodhue from Treyland. Neither team has done well. Goodhue's 2 of 13, and Springfield has pretty much abandoned the three. They're 1 for 7. Both teams shot well during the regular season. This is the third day of state tournament basketball. They just don't have the legs for the threes. Bounce pass goes underneath. Shots up. Opsahl missed the layup and then put it back up and in. Missed it with the left hand and put it back up and in with the right hand. He's got 15, and it's 39-37 Goodhue. Scheffler gets it out front. Just holds the ball with 7:45 to go. He looks to back up, and a timeout's going to be called by Springfield. They want to hoop on this possession. 7:44 to go. 39-37 Goodhue on the Mering Auction Company of Kenyon scoreboard. Back in 1 minute. Goodhue County ADA will be bringing you our Wildcats of the game here today. Goodhue County ADA reminding us all to get our 3 every day of dairy. Goodhue leads it 39-37. There's 7:44 to go in the game. Springfield will inbound the ball in front of their bench. Their coach has had 225 wins for a reason. He's in his 14th season. Lance Johnson. Matt Halverson's in his 4th year at Goodhue with 94 wins. Couple of dribbles inside, right under the basket. Another basket for Springfield. Meandering scores. He's got 8, and we're tied at 39. Right out of the timeout, they got another layup, and they're not missing theirs. As Buck gets it to the attack line, Nicholas Topper swings over to Sam Opsahl. Nicholas Topper to McNamara, top of the key, swings it right side to get it in the corner. It's knocked away. It's going to belong to Goodhue. Springfield was lobbying for a reversal of that, but they say it's Goodhue's ball. So Opsahl will inbound it right in front of his bench in the corner of the floor, moving right to left on your radio dial. 7:15 to go in this thriller. Tied at 39. Pass comes into Sam Opsahl over to Taylor Buck. Buck will dribble back to the volleyball attack line. He'll swing around and get it to Ben Opsahl. Kind of trade places. Ben Opsahl bounces it in the left corner to Nicholas Tompford. Back to Ben Opsahl. He and Mr. McNamara, the only two guys to score for Goodhue. There's a turnover by Goodhue. They pass it ahead. Scheffler gets a layup and scores. Springfield is quicker. Scheffler gets the 2. They beat him down the floor. Points off turnovers there for Springfield. It's the third turnover by Goodhue. It's 41-39 now in favor of Springfield. Since that timeout was taken, they've gone on a mini run here. They've taken the lead. They were down, remember, by 2. Here's another turnover by Goodhue. Springfield gets their fast break going, and Scheffler will pass it and throw it away. They turn it right back over. So they turn it right back over, does Springfield. 41-39, the Tigers on top of the Wildcats. Yeah, we've got a fight, a cat fight going here at Concordia University. Nicholas Tomford out front with the basketball. Passes it on the left side with a bounce pass. McNamara will pass it in the corner to Sam Opsahl. Now to Nicholas Tomford. He's going to shoot a 3, and it's good! Big 3 by Nicholas Tomford. I think he's got ice in his veins. That was awesome. That's his first basket in this game. His 16th 3 of the season. It's 42-41. Goodhue with 5:51 to go. Directing traffic out front as the sophomore Fink dribbles to his left. He passes it off of Opsahl. He can't save it. Opsahl with those long arms was deflected it. Had he not touched the ball, it would have been Goodhue's ball, but it's instinct to catch a ball flying at you, you know. 42-41 with 5:41 to go. Springfield, the freshman, inbounds it, gets it way out front to Vogel. He'll swing it over to Fink. Now they get it on the block. A little spin move. McNamara blocks it and takes it down. 42-41, Goodhue, 5:29 to go. And at the conclusion of the game, we'll have our defensive player of the game. Yesterday was Mr. McNamara, courtesy of Zambrota's Sport and Spine Physical Therapy. Matt Gadian, Goodhue native. 42-41, Goodhue leads it. Buck, couple of dribbles, gets it back out front. Nicholas Tomford swings it over to Sam Opsahl, bounces it into McNamara. On the left side, Buck for 3, and it's no good. Rebound tipped around, taken down by Springfield. They outlet a guy. There's another layup, and it's good. Fink's just releasing every time they go on the glass. 43-42, Springfield. What a game. 4:50 to go. Nicholas Tomford to McNamara, top of the key. He'll hand it off to Nicholas Tomford. One dribble, left side to Buck. Buck wanted to get it to McNamara, throws over the top. They go Opsahl baseline back to McNamara, goes right to the basket, gets fouled. I think the foul is on Andrew Beckman. We'll see. McNamara will go to the free throw line. And need I say that the Goodhue Wildcats need to make their free throws. They are 1 for 3 this half. They are 3 for 10 in the game. It's no good. 3 for 11. They were 10 of 19 yesterday. McNamara takes a deep sigh, gets more legs into that one and makes it. We're tied at 43 with 4.5 minutes to go. Oh, my word. I don't know if my ticker can take this. Scheffler has it on the left wing. Looks inside, gets it top of the key. They swing the ball, Fink to Vogel in the corner, right side of the basket. Takes one dribble, top of the key, Fink gets it on the block. Again, they're going right to the basket and scoring. Springfield's meandering scores. He's got 10. And it's 45-43. I have not seen Goodhue give up this many layups in a game. It's incredible. Springfield very talented. McNamara gets it out to Opsahl. Top of the key, Tomford bounces it over to Buck. Buck will throw it over the top of the defense to Opsahl. Passes it to McNamara. In the corner, they go to Opsahl. He's going to shoot the three, and it's prime time three by Ben Opsahl. A prime time three. With 3:51 to go, 46-45 Goodhue. Timeout Wildcats, back in 1 minute.
This is Tom Heffernan Ford in beautiful downtown Lake City, Minnesota. 43 years on the corner, your home-owned Ford store with low overhead prices on new cars, used cars, service. Come and see me. Where cars and trucks like eggs, they're cheap in the country. Tom Heffernan Ford in Lake City, Minnesota.
Get your tickets now for one night in Memphis, the #1 unofficial tribute to Johnny Cash, Carl Perkins, Jerry Lee Lewis, and Elvis Presley. The concert takes place on Friday, April 7th at the Cannon Falls Auditorium starting at 7 p.m. Enjoy over 90 minutes of rockabilly, country, gospel, and pure 50s rock and roll. Tickets are $35 and available at Shepherd Center, the Pharmacy at Econo Foods, Cannon Valley Video, or online at onenightinmemphis.eventbrite.com. All proceeds go to Shepherd Center of the Cannon Valley. Don't miss this great show, Friday, April 7th in Cannon Falls.
At the conclusion of our broadcast, we will have our Goodhue County ADA player or players of the game, courtesy of Goodhue County ADA, reminding us to get our free every day of dairy. Also, our defensive player of the game, courtesy of Zambroda Sport and Spine. Matt Gadiant, Goodhue native. Jake McNamara was telling his fans to get into it. A turnover by Springfield. That is their 12th. And that sounds more like it. They updated that. It seemed low to me. So that's their 12th. Goodhue has just 5 turnovers. They had 14 yesterday. They're only up by 1 with 3:35 to go. It's going to be execution down the stretch. Who executes better? Out front, McNamara swings it on the left side to Nicholas Tomford. Tomford gets to the buck. Top of the key, swings over to Sam Opsahl on the right side. He'll get it top of the key to Ben Opsahl. Now over to Nicholas Tomford on the left wing. They get it back top of the key. McNamara will leave it for Opsahl. Top of the key, it's Buck. Buck swings it on the left side. Got to be good with your passes here. Nicholas Tomford passes it over to Sam Opsahl. Gets it over to Nicholas Tomford. Tomford over to Opsahl. Swings it right side. Lucas, as McNamara gets it back to Taylor Buck. As Nicholas Tomford hit that big three, and so did Ben Opsahl. Hit a big three here in the last couple minutes. Handoff goes to Ben Opsahl. He gets it out to Buck. Looks like they're milking some clock here, making the Goodhue County ADA proud. They're proud of all their dairy producers. Tomford gets knocked to the floor. He'll come out and get the ball. Now passes it out front to Opsahl. Opsahl is looking. Another guy gets knocked to the floor. Scheffler tried to run through the screen and knocks Buck down. He helps him up. So Scheffler gets called for the foul. That is his third. That is just the 16th foul. By the way, keep this in mind. Goodhue does have a foul to give. 2:35 to go. We'll see if that factors in this game. Next foul, Goodhue is shooting free throws. So no more fouls to give for Springfield. 2.5 minutes to go. Buck Pass on the left side. They try to gamble on a steal. Pass goes in the corner. They swing it all the way around the horn. It's dropped by Upsall, but he gets it back top of the key. McNamara, nobody goes out there with him. He can hit that three. Pass goes out front to Buck. Swings it on the left side to Upsall. Upsall with the basketball. Dribbles to his right with 2:14 to go. Back up at the volleyball attack line. Swinging on the left side to McNamara. Gets it in the corner now to Sam Upsall. Upsall dribbles on top. Gets it back, and they're going to foul. The way they're shooting free throws, that's what I would have done to begin with. Foul's called on Fink. That's his fourth. They're going to put Nicholas Tompert at the free throw line. Now remember, they've not shot free throws well the last 2 days. For some reason, they are 4 for 12, which is not very good. And he missed it. And the ball goes off of Fink on the rebound. He gets knocked off of it by his teammate, actually. So Springfield has another turnover. They're 13th. Goodhue now has 5 turnovers, 13 for Springfield. Timeout with 2:04 to go. 46-45 Goodhue. We'll be back in 1 minute. 2 minutes, 4 seconds to go on this. We're at crunch time. Yeah, it's crunch time for taxes, too. You know where to go. H&R Block, Lakeville, Faribault, Otana. They'll assist you in finding every deduction you're entitled to. Nicholas Topper will inbound it underneath Goodhue's basket, moving right to left on your radio dial. He bounces it into Ben Opsahl. 2 minutes to go in the game. The kick of the ball out of bounds off an Opsahl pass. Well, I wonder if Sheffield plays soccer. That was quite a kick. 46-45 Wildcats. We're exactly 2 minutes to go. We'll see if they milk some clock, make the Goodhue County ADA proud. The ball's deflected out of bounds off the inbounds pass. You're not supposed to allow a guy to be that close to the inbounds passer. I don't know why. You're supposed to have to give the guy some room. You can't crowd the inbounds passer. But they're allowing it. As he lobs it way out front to Buck. Buck almost gets fouled. In fact, if I'm the Tigers, that's what I do. Pass goes on the right side with 1:54 to go. McNamara drives baseline, bounces it way out top, almost a turnover. Sam Opsahl looked like they tried to foul him, and he didn't get called. Out front, it's Buck. And they will foul Buck. Tanner Vogel gets called for the foul. At the free throw line is Taylor Buck. He has not been there today. So Buck, who is 72 of 88 on the season, goes to the free throw line. His team up by 1, and he missed it. Another free throw missed. 4 of 14 is Goodhue. Minute 36 to go. Pass comes out front. They have a chance to go for the last shot in a win here. Minute 28 to go. They weren't going to do that, though. They're going to try and attack. Almost. There it is. A turnover. Over and back. Buck's going to try and outrun him to the ball. It's an over and back. Fink almost didn't go for the ball. If Buck would have got that, it would have been very interesting. 46-45. Goodhue will have the ball. Another turnover by Springfield. So Springfield's had lots of turnovers. Goodhue's not made free throws. And that's where we sit. 46-45 Goodhue. Minute 20 to go. Goodhue will inbound the ball. He lobs it way out front to Buck, who gets hammered. Foul is called on Tanner Vogel. His fourth. Buck will go right back to the free throw line. And, I mean, if I'm Springfield, I'd foul them all the time. The way Goodhue, unfortunately, is shooting free throws here today. 4 for 14 from the line. Springfield's 2 of 6. They're not exactly great either. And he hits the free throw. I don't know what Nicholas Topper told Mr. Buck, but it made him smile. Minute 19 to go, a 2-point lead for Goodhue. What a game. And I kind of had the feeling that this would be this kind of game. They're both very good basketball teams. Everybody is up here. He hits them both. 48-45. Now we need a Zumbrota Sport and Spine stop as Coach Larson's going to take a timeout and nap a shot here. They need a 3 to tie the game. It's 48-45, minute 14 to go, back in 30 seconds.
Jonas Farm Seeds in Goodhue is your Kuzmal Seeds dealer. Early order and early pay discounts are available now. This applies to organic seed orders as well. Give Dwayne a call at Jonas Farm Seeds in Goodhue, 651-923-4552 or 651-764-4883. Jonas Farm Seeds, your Kuzmal Seeds dealer, is proud to support the Goodhue Wildcats students and athletes.
Wow, what a terrific game. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. We're certainly enjoying bringing it to you. This is a whole lot more fun than calling a blowout. I guess I don't know what the Class A championship game's doing, and frankly, right now, I don't care. 48-45, minute 14 to go in this one. Goodhue on top. Goodhue fans on their feet. Springfield fans on their feet. It's fun at Concordia University. It should be fun. Final day of high school basketball, boys basketball, all high school basketball in Minnesota. Goodhue Wildcat girls, of course, won a state championship last weekend. Boys had a chance to come home with a third-place trophy. Here's a steal. Springfield turns it over again. Timeout was called for, a screen for by the Goodhue players. They finally give it to them with 54.7 seconds to go in the game. Springfield just had their 14th turnover of this game. It's 48-45, 54.7 seconds, back in 30 seconds.
Make it personal, make it Taji Jewelry.
Awards by Taji and Kenyon can assist you in recognizing someone with plaques or trophies in a variety of styles and price ranges. Say thanks to a dedicated employee. Reward a son or daughter's accomplishments. Whatever the occasion, Taji Jewelry and Kenyon has the experience to assist in choosing the appropriate award. Teams throughout the area have used Awards by Taji because they know the service is unmatched and the price is right.
Wow. What a game. 54.7 seconds to go. Goodhue will inbound it in front of the Springfield bench. This thing's not over yet, folks, believe me. McNamara will inbound it. Right by the Springfield bench. Goodhue inbounds it to Sam Opsahl. And they immediately follow, which is obviously what, like I said, what I would do. I think Fink just got his fifth foul, though. Let's see. That's his third. Wow. I'm way off on that. 48-45. It's Vogel that's got the 4 fouls. Not Fink. So Opsahl's free throw is no good. It's almost comical. Sam Opsahl will have another. Man, oh man. If he makes this, it'll be huge. We give him a 4-point lead with 52 seconds to go, and he does. He's got 5 points, 49-45, 51 seconds. Now, if you're Goodhue, you do not want to foul. Let him shoot the ball. 46 seconds. Trying to get under the basket. Here's a kick for 3. It's no good. Rebound taken down weak side by Ben Opsahl. He's fouled immediately. Meandering gets his, I believe, 4th. I might have given, obviously, Fink somebody else's foul. It is his 4th. So at the free throw line is Ben Opsahl. The free throws have not been easy for Goodhue in this one. They have made 7, and they've missed 11. The place is as quiet as it can get as he missed the free throw. Man, oh man, it's right now it's mental. You're tight. It's 49-45. This would be huge. If you get hit, this would be a 5-point lead with 38.8. Takes a deep side, lets it fly, and it's good. So 50-45, Tigers bring the ball up. They have to score in a hurry. They have to score twice. Pass comes out front to Scheffler. They better jack one up here soon under the basket. Layup is good. Smart not to foul. Getting the layup is going to be Meandering. He's had a great second half. He has 12 points. We've got a timeout. 28 seconds to go in the game. Goodhue 50. Springfield 47. We'll be back in 1 minute. By the way, I just looked. In the game before us, Red Lake won 56-55. They were 5 of 10 from the free throw line. So my theory might be right about the dark ends of the gym. Anyway, Goodhue will inbound the ball. They're going to have to go full court with it. 27 seconds. Springfield has to foul. Buck comes out of there. He gets literally tackled. They could have called it on a couple of different guys. So at the free throw line is Mr. Buck. He's 2 for 3. He's the only guy to hit 2 free throws at a trip to the free throw line, and he missed it. They are 8 for 21 from the free throw line. They are 12 of 35 the last 2 days. This would give them a 4-point lead with 24 seconds to go. You want to get that off the 3, and he missed it. Scheffler gets the rebound. There's a jump ball with Ben Upsall. Possession arrow goes to Springfield, but that flips the possession arrow now to Goodhue. 22.8 seconds to go. For the second straight day, if Goodhue just hits their free throws, they easily win the game. Guess they would have been easily. Well, bringing it up is going to be Mr. Vogel. A three-pointer ties it with 15 seconds to go. Looks like they're going for the last shot. He's going to lower the shoulder. A foul's going to be called on Buck, but that's not really all that they had a foul to give. They gave it a little too soon, though, I think. Buck's 4th foul. They had a foul to give, but that was too soon. 11 seconds to go, still plenty of time. They pass it in, hand it off. 10 seconds to go. Fink looks to dribble penetrate. I don't know what he's doing. He goes in, missed the 2. They need 3, and I don't know why he took the 2. Why would he take a 2? Going in, Goodhue was smart not to foul. They let him have the 2-pointer if he wanted it. They had bodies in front of him. He was hoping for a foul, I'm guessing. There's a foul on the rebound, and McNamara will go to the free throw line. This thing's not over yet. 2.5 seconds. McNamara will go to the charity stripe, and we all know how they've struggled there. 8 for 22 in this game. Springfield hasn't been great either. 2 for 6. McNamara takes a deep sigh, and he makes the first one. That gives him a 4-point lead. If you don't foul on a 3, you win the game. In fact, I don't even defend here. 2.5 seconds. You let him throw the ball down court and launch a shot. Goodhue's going to win the 3rd place. In fact, I think that's exactly what Coach Halverson is telling his team. Just let him shoot. 2.5 seconds. McNamara hits. Well, he missed the second one. Actually, it wasn't a bad deal. They're going to launch a full court shot. 51-47. The Goodhue Wildcats win a terrific high school basketball game and will take home individual medals that they can give to their kids and their grandkids. A couple of seniors hugging there. Mr. Buck, Mr. McNamara, all the seniors. Oh, my, that's an awesome sight. 51-47. Goodhue defeats Springfield. We've got a lot of stats. We got a lot of players of the game today. We'll do that in 2 minutes. Well, they're handing out the individual medals to the Goodhue Wildcats. And big smiles on their faces. A look of dejection for Springfield. That's a very good basketball team. Obviously, Goodhue is too. It's the 3rd day playing back-to-back games. And they gutted it out, Goodhue did, because I guarantee they didn't have a lot in the tank. 51-47 your final. Goodhue wins it. They're receiving, as I mentioned, the individual medals. We need to select our defensive player of the game, courtesy of Zimbrota Sport and Spine Physical Therapy. Of course, Matt Gadian, a Goodhue native. Zimbrota Sport and Spine has a simple goal to provide exceptional rehabilitative services to surrounding communities. Our defensive player of the game is going to be Ben Opsall. I haven't got the official stats yet, but I am going to try and see if I can't. Let's see here. Opsall had a block. McNamara had a block. I thought Opsall had more than one block. In any event, he's going to be our defensive player of the game. He's also going to be one of our players of the game, courtesy of the Goodhue County ADA. The Goodhue County ADA has Ben Opsall just now receiving his individual medal. All the seniors are going to be our Goodhue County ADA Wildcats of the game. Those seniors include Lucas Tomford, Taylor Buck, Nicholas Tomford, Noah Hinch, Ben Opsall, and Jacob McNamara. The 6 seniors, the managers are now getting their medals too Heather Lingbeck and Michaela Thompson. They do a great job. Don't get probably the recognition they deserve. When I was a kid, I'm trying to remember who my team manager was. Isn't that sad? I can't remember. Anyway, the assistant coaches and the head coach are going to get their medals too. We'll give you the final scoring courtesy of H&R Block in 2 minutes. Well, they just received their trophy, and they did a pose because the fans were behind me. I got a great picture with the trophy. As Goodhue Wildcat boys taking home the third-place trophy, the third-place individual medals in a thriller 51-47 win over the Springfield Tigers. Again, both teams really didn't appear to have much legs back. The threes were really off because this is the third straight day they're playing. And, of course, you play your hearts out. The competition's obviously stiffer up here. Goodhue had to go every ticky-tock of the clock in their game yesterday. Springfield had a little bit of rest down the stretch because of a 156 blowout win by Minneapolis North. By the way, that game just underway over at the Target Center, Minneapolis North and Northwoods. Our score here again was 51-47. 51-47, the final score. Going to go over the team statistics first. 52% shooting for Springfield in this game, 43% for Goodhue. 27 rebounds for Springfield, 28 for Goodhue. Jacob McNamara had another double-double today. He had 17 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, played 34 minutes. Got in a little bit of foul trouble. He had to come out for a while. Mr. Hemingway played very good. Hemingway only had 2 rebounds, but I remember a couple of nice defensive plays that Hemingway made in this game, too. He played 8 minutes and really gave them some good quality minutes off the bench. Sam Upsall off the bench finished with 5 points, had 1 rebound in 23 minutes, also had 2 assists. Taylor Buck had 3 assists in 33 minutes, 6 points, 3 rebounds, hit 2 big free throws on a day when the free throws obviously weren't there. 5 assists for McNamara to go along with his 17 points, 10 rebounds. He also had a couple steals, a block. As Goodhue had just 5 turnovers in this game, 14 of them for Springfield. That's what cost Springfield the game, quite frankly. They were 1 for 8 from Treyland with Springfield. Goodhue was 4 of 16. Springfield actually had 3 more field goals than Goodhue, but Goodhue had 7 more points at the free throw line. They were 9 of 24 from the free throw line. Springfield was 2 of 6. We'll take a look at some other statistics and wrap things up from Concordia University in 2 minutes. Well, I thought you were going to play the other Goodhue County ADA. All right, our Goodhue County ADA players of the game, we already told you, are the seniors, the 6 seniors, but I'll repeat it, why not? Goodhue County ADA reminding us to have our 3 every day of dairy for a healthy lifestyle. The seniors are Jacob McNamara, Ben Upsall, Noah Hinch, Nicholas Tompert, Taylor Buck, and Lucas Tompert. They've been playing every year that Matt Halverson has been a coach. He's been there 4 years. They started with him as freshmen. They've grown, and it's going to be a whole different look next season, and I'm sure Matt was kind of emotional at the end of this one. I didn't see that during the pictures, of course, but they've been through a lot together, these seniors and Coach Halverson. It'll be interesting to see what happens next year. Of course, Sam Upsall played a lot, but he was basically the only underclassman that played a ton. Well, Mitchell Hemingway played quite a bit, too. Hemingway, the junior, the 6'3 junior. So those guys will be back, but they're going to have a whole different look of the Goodhue Wildcats. But knowing Goodhue, they'll be just fine. Springfield, meanwhile, has a lot of guys coming back, too. They had, 5 seniors on the Springfield team. They finished their season with a record of 29-4. Goodhue finishes their season with a record of 30-4. So, congratulations to the Goodhue Wildcats. Third place trophy, individual medals in this one. I didn't tell you, Springfield was led by Tanner Vogel's 13 points. Cale Meendering had 12. They're the only 2 guys in double figures. Ben Upsall had 19 points, 17. We told you about the double-double for Jacob McNamara. I want to thank Matt Halverson and his coaching staff for their cooperation throughout the entire season and up here at State. It's always fun to work with people who are willing to work with you as well. I mean, it has to be a common thing in order for you to accomplish what you need to accomplish. Coming up at 2 o'clock this afternoon, Roy will have the Class 2A state championship game. That's right, the state championship in Class 2A. In fact, we have all of the state championships for the remainder of the day right here on KDHL. Minnehaha Academy will go up against Crosby Ironton. My own opinion, I do think Minnehaha will win that game. They're just so athletic, but I think Crosby Ironton could give them a game. Class 3A, I think De La Salle's run of state championships could come to an end. It would be so awesome to have a Big 9 school do it.